So are you all healthy now?
Yeah. I'm still a little tired, but I think that will get better.
And no more surgery for a while?
No, I think this is going to be my one and only.
Good. Thank God.
Although it wasn't that bad, so if I ever have it again, I'm going to be nervous.
Were you pretty scared?
I really tried to not. I tried to come out of that video. But, in the back of my mind, it's not
scary.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Or don't wake up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you just can die from just because they don't really know. I mean, if you've never had a problem before, is it because you've never had it before?
Yeah.
So you don't know that it's a problem?
Not weird.
So, yeah. But, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Although I did watch, they had everything on YouTube, so I did watch the YouTube video of it. It was like, eek.
I love YouTube. You can see everything
on there. It's a good thing you didn't watch that prior.
Yeah. Before we had Phoenix Heather, there was this program on television, on cable, that was all about all the kids in the NICU and all the bad things they went through and all the stuff they did to save them, and only a few of them died. So Heather was so sure that, oh my God, all this stuff could go wrong. And me, I was like, wow, look at all the stuff they could do to save them. Right? I was a different point of view.
That's right, yours is different.
Night, Joseph.
Good night.
See you here tomorrow?
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Did you have a long day?
Actually, I don't usually, like Tuesday nights are the nights that I work, so it's a Tuesday night. So I work in the evening, and I have a couple clients that I'll take at night. And I did all my running around today, and I had the kids in the car with me, and I haven't been driving. I've been using the bus, right? So after I've been late to anybody's appointment that I had for a week, I've got it all figured out. So I don't know, save money on gas, lose 4 clients, however it works, right? But today I was actually driving all over. It's not that I don't drive, it's just like I just don't run around like that anymore.
Right.
And my God, what a pain in the ass. It takes forever. I was exhausted, and people in Anchorage are rude. Straight up rude. Like, people in bikes are crossing in bikes, and they're trying to run them over, and I'm just like, come on, mellow out, folks.
Everybody's in a rush.
Yeah. But it's such a small town. Where are you rushing?
You know where they get? They get like 2 feet in front of you.
Yeah, turn and cut you off.
When you get to the next stop sign, they are there.
Yeah.
Waiting with you.
Right. Exactly. Pissed off that they made it that far. And I'm like, you guys are assholes. And then I was in Tacoma, Washington for a while with some family members. I lived down there for about 4 or 5 months, and I learned how to drive in Seattle in the middle of, 1997 traffic.
Right.
And let me tell you something. I just drove like that today.
Yeah.
And people were running from me because they're scared I was going to hit them.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, I am just heading that direction, and the hell with you. If you're not going to be, you put on your blinker, you slow down, and somebody would cut in or pass in or drive out. And I always stop and wait for people, they're pulling out.
Right.
Karma, right?
Right.
I'm always hoping, karma's going to pay that asshole back, and they're going to get wiped out in a car wreck.
We live, where we live, you have to go on O'Malley, so it's that big hill down, and then there's a hill up to Lake Ellis.
Right.
And there's a little road that comes out on the side.
Right.
And that road, especially now that they're doing Huffman, that O'Malley Road is so busy. But those people that come out, they never, like at the busy times of the day, they never get out.
Right.
Because there's always a line.
Right.
And so the light was red. There's like 4 cars in front of me. And so when I got there, I just stopped so that guy could get out and go whichever way he wanted to go.
Right.
And guess what the cars behind me did?
Right, start honking.
They went around.
Yeah.
They went around on the other side. They just went around me.
Right.
I'm like,
what are you
seriously?
doing?
Where are you going? The light is red. And
right.
they had to have been able to see that I was stopping for this guy to get out in traffic. I was like, oh my word. You gotta be kidding.
Yeah, they don't even care.
They don't even care.
And then when they get in a wreck, it's everybody else's fault. An officer, they didn't mean it.
Yeah, I was like...
It's like, okay, asshole, you know.
What are you doing? Good grief.
I'm not perfect.
And I don't usually stop if the light is green, and to keep traffic going, I wouldn't have stopped. But the light was red. Like nobody was going anywhere.
Right. Right.
It's like, why can't he get out? He could get out, and we still would have been up there.
All those things Sarah Palin never tells you about in Anchorage.
Holy moly. Yeah, they're all excited about her and Paul were there.
Isn't that funny? I think she just blasts it out there so that she gets publicity, and it just doesn't matter. Like, she's become the new Anna Nicole.
I know. I hope.
Remember Anna Nicole used to just do the stupidest shit, and she would get attention, and everybody would put her on the front page of everything. So here's Sarah Palin. What is she doing? You know.
I just hope it doesn't bite her. I don't know. You know those people. It's a bad road to go down. What do you think?
Hey, she paid for her house with $1 million cash. How bad is that road?
I think it's dangerous.
I think if you sell your integrity, you're sold. And I don't care where you sell it. And I think that if I got offered the $1 million contract, I would take it, but it's what I would do with my $1 million that is different. You follow me?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that are ego-driven like that, what the hell do you need a mansion for that is that big? Really?
Right.
I mean, what do you need that for? You want it. You don't need it. Right?
And who, I don't know, who even wants it?
Well, who the hell wants to clean the damn thing?
That's what I thought.
Shit, scrubbing one toilet's a pain in the ass.
My husband brought home this house plan that one of his partners was looking at buying a house.
Right.
And he's like, here, Brad thinks that you need this. And I looked at it and it's like 3 times the house we have. And I'm like going,
no.
Clean all those rooms.
Yeah, no,
like, I didn't want to clean the rooms we got.
Well, right. I mean, well, and not only that, I mean, sure, as you start paying attention closer and closer to things, all of the resources that takes up, all of the heat it costs to heat it,
yeah.
all the electricity to light it, all of the water to plumb it, and it's not nice.
No.
The house I wanted, the great big house I wanted, was the one that was like out in Eagle River or whatever, and the guy was an engineer, and the thing had a big cistern, and it reused all its water, and it had a terrarium in it, and
sweet.
Yeah, it had all this stuff. It was like this totally, ecosystem of a house, and it didn't have a septic tank, and blah, 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 and the fish could tell you if the water was poisonous, and, you would drink the water, and it had this huge garden in it. So you could garden stuff, but also the plants and the water and everything filtered. Mm-hmm. So by the time the water came to the other end and then they ran it through filters, the water was totally reusable, everything. So I was like, that's the house I want.
Cool.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff, if you have the technology to do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Instead of all of these other things that cost us all hundreds of dollars and people like that thousands of dollars. Yeah! I got $1 million mansion and it cost me $5,000 a month to keep it. Utilities,
That's right.
Doesn't even count the payment. But people get into that. I've got it, you don't. Status. And that's what they want to prove. Go ahead. Have fun.
I'm going to say eventually they figure it out, but not everybody does. Some people will figure it out.
Well, what do you think about her kid getting her face done? Can you believe that? I couldn't believe that her kid got her face done. Already, I mean, what is she, 18 years old? She wouldn't have cosmetic surgery?
She had problems with her body.
Okay, so she had her bite fixed. That's why she did her chin and her eyebrows and her cheeks. But that fixed her bite. Yeah, stupid. Who else were we laughing about?
It's too bad, kind of, really, because she's cute before that. She really didn't need to have that done.
Well, and what message did that send to everybody? First of all, she gets paid a fortune to talk about abstinence when we all know she wasn't abstinent, right? I can't even believe they paid her to talk about it. Who and what? That shows me right there that the world's gone to shit. And then, so here she is preaching abstinence and la-da-da-da-da-da, but get your face done. And people out there are paying out the nose to see her. And turn your back on her and just say later, yuck.
I don't know, we're obsessed. We got our nose in everybody's business.
Of course we do. My favorite part about this business has always been that people have come to me and said, did you see so-and-so? I want to look like that. Did you see so-and-so? I want to look like that. And it's like, okay, people, pay attention. Just look like yourselves. Don't look like anybody else. Yuck. Yak it up. Here's my client, Dixie. Here's what she brings me. Do you see this? Yum. And then she brings me this, like, for reals. Ha 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 ha. Most people's clients are boring, mine aren't.
Is in the same, goes to the same pleasure center as like sex and stuff.
Right.
You know,
and
some
what happened?
people
Right.
eat instead of
Right. Right.
So.
Sure. Yeah. Look what 7 years of celibacy did to me. Blew me right up. You know. I think that's part of it too, definitely. I mean, you can't rule it out. But what I can say is, I was more workaholic at the time. I would work 14, 15, 16, 17 hours and not take a break. You know, I'd eat a little bit.
You're not eating a lot when you're...
Right.
You know, it's not like you can really eat and do this.
And then gobble. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'm starting... And next thing you know, boom, you put on 40 pounds, man. So, I don't mind rearranging it. It's kind of funny to have a chest and arms. What's really funny is to be in a dress, and if somebody wants to arm wrestle, I can kick their ass at it. Oops. I win. Let the lady win. Well, it's true, you know. Get the door for me while you're at it, you son of a bitch. I mean, thank you. You know, you can stand there and be in your little blonde wig and lipstick and be like, excuse me, pardon me. Finally, you're saying, I said get the fuck out of my way, you know. And then they move. Yeah, then they move, you know. And it's serious, I've done it, so. Is this the girls' room or the boys' room? This skirt's a little tight, you know. I don't know. I think what's really interesting, though, is when you have to deal with food every single day. But then I started researching what's in the food and the type of food that you eat. And then once you get in there, there's, you know, addictive combinations of fat and sugar and caffeine and blah, 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 blah. And where do we go to eat? You know, I've been packing my lunch with me. And if I eat something, I eat a salad or the turkey burger from the place next door. That's if I, you know what I mean? And the other day, Dina's client, and they both looked at me and they said, you're losing that little basketball belly. You're looking good. I'm like, I wasn't always fat. Shit. Yeah, I was born fat. You know, my poor mother not only had to push my head and shoulders through there, but she had to push my 40-pound gut through there, too. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. The other thing is environmental. I mean, activity level's huge. Just increasing my activity, I mean, it's awesome. I can't tell you how much overall, I mean, there's a lot of better feeling. You know, feels better. The last thing you want is me to talk more, but I have better endurance.
That's good. I like talkers.
Yeah, it's fun to talk. I think the other thing that is really interesting is you realize how to shop for your food. Like if you're in a hurry, don't go shopping. That sucks.
Yeah.
and then what to buy and where to buy it, because processed food, it has so much sugar in the back of it. Now that I'm living with a diabetic, and you start looking at the carbohydrates and the sugars in it, and if it's over so many grams of sugar, your body will turn it into fat. People don't realize that. For each gram of sugar, I love the nutritionists. For 5 grams of sugar, you get 1 gram of fat.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful with how sweet stuff is. So drink pop, blow up, if it's all sugar, all corn syrup. Or eat a bunch of candy, eat a bunch of crap, eat a bunch of quickie sugary foods. Or eat a whole bunch of potato chips or whatever. But the other thing I've learned with Shane's heart doctor is the thing about fried food is that all of it goes from being whatever the core of it was. If it was meat, if it was a vegetable or whatever, it turns into a fat. So you're thinking, I'm eating fried meat. No, you're eating fat because it absorbs the grease.
Right.
So you're eating potatoes. No, you're eating fat. You're eating fried vegetables, stir-fried. Fat, you turn broccoli into fat.
Right.
So that was like, wow. Like I didn't, gosh, it's like first grade health class all over again, You start learning that the way you're preparing your food changes, not just the, blah, blah, blah. You're turning it into fats. So we're thinking we're eating fairly decent, and you're not. You're eating everything on your plate turned into fat. You had too much starch, turned all into fat because it was sugar.
How much starch do diabetics? I suppose it depends on what you weigh, how much you have, or how big you are. Huh?
It's all about the carbohydrates. So it depends on the meal. In our household, the snack can be 25 grams of carbohydrate, and the main meal is 50 grams of carbohydrate. And let me tell you something, if everybody in the household eats like that, everybody loses weight. Because you start measuring stuff out like you were talking.
Because vegetables are carbohydrates too. Do you have to count them as carbohydrates?
The vegetables,
vegetables,
you just have to pay attention to the amount of carbohydrate, yes.
yeah, so you do have
But you can eat all the protein you want.
Yeah.
Because protein is better, but you have to be careful on where you're getting your protein.
Right.
Is it fatty meat? Is it...
Right.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody starts getting skinny and feeling better. Everybody has more energy.
Yeah.
The 7-year-old doesn't get as sick. Or if anybody gets sick, they don't stay sick as long because their whole systems aren't burdened.
That's interesting.
What?
Oh, I assume that my ex-husband, he has been really sick.
Been eating like shit?
Really sick. But I think maybe he does. They were asking the doctor, like, why, when he gets something, like if somebody has a cold at their house and he gets it, he is just on his deathbed with it.
Right, but what does he
maybe
eat?
he doesn't eat very well.
There you go.
Maybe there's
if your immune system
I don't really know how he eats now. When we were married and we were younger, he loved junk food.
Sure.
Loved junk food.
But what is your body doing with junk food? It's detoxing it out all the time. I never realized that until I became an esthetician. Because your skin is always so broke out or such a mess, right? And people are always putting all this stuff on their face trying to make it smooth and pretty and blah, blah, blah. But what everybody's missing is that they're eating crap, and your skin is your body's detoxification and immune system. Skin is your first line of defense in a lot of stuff. And when you are breaking out, it's telling you that your system's overloaded.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
I just like to, okay, I want to eat poison, and that's fine, alright, give me some. Or, oh wait, I can take better care of myself. Whoopsie-poo,
Yeah.
And you feel stupid because you're the one who bought it, you're the one who put it in your face. All because I'm too tired to do it. I don't want to, it takes effort.
We've been eating these smoothies.
Yum.
So,
what are they made out of?
Well, they sound kind of gross and they look a little bit gross, but they taste good. So, we take an apple, and it doesn't matter if it's like a wrinkly apple or it doesn't make any difference.
Right.
So you just chop up this apple, and we chop it up, seeds and all. Not the stem, obviously.
Throw it in there.
And then you put that in there, and then you put in like 4 ounces of yogurt.
Yum.
Like any flavor of yogurt that you
Sure.
want. and then you put in like a tablespoon, or I just take a lime, like a half lime, because I bought a whole bag at Costco.
Right.
So I just take a half lime and I just squeeze that in there. And then we put in like 2 or 3 cups of spinach leaves, fresh spinach.
That sounds good.
And then you just blend it up. It's really good.
You have that with your Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm having that because I have Kentucky Fried Chicken today.
That a girl.
I tell you, it's pretty tasty. And what I just bought yesterday, I haven't tried it in there yet, is I tried in some vanilla protein powder, but there was like too many flavors going on. It was nasty.
Yeah, I hate that
But
too.
I bought some unflavored protein powder. So I'm going to put a scoop in that, and then it will be like a whole meal.
Exactly.
Although, I have to admit, once you get it drained, you're still kind of hungry.
Well, you're kind of hungry because it takes 20 minutes for your body to register the endorphins in your stomach that it's full.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that they taught.
I think my timer doesn't work so good. I think my timer takes longer than that.
Could be burnt out.
Yeah.
Too many empty foods.
Or maybe I don't have any of those endorphins.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Inside, honey. Yeah, get it all in there.
Pretty sure there's that too. But you should try it sometime.
I will.
And then, actually, we put in like 6 ice cubes.
Yeah, yum. Yes.
Then it's got a little bit of texture
Yes,
to it.
yes, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It's good. It tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah.
We used to make them all the time.
It is bright green.
Yum.
It is green as grass.
Yeah.
So it looks a little bit scary.
That doesn't bother me.
My daughter, she has a little texture problem, so she hates hers. She chewed hers.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? What are you chewing? Mom, it's just not blended that good. It's like, it is.
Some people have an issue with texture.
She did. She was like, chew it. Everybody. Chew, chew, chew. She's funny. You should try it. And it's a good way to get, if you don't really like vegetables, it's a good way to get your vegetables in.
Yeah. Well, and all the fiber,
If
because
you
you
don't
threw
really
it all.
like yogurt, it's a good way to get yogurt in.
I love yogurt. There's no real problem. I eat plain old yogurt. No one else in my house eats yogurt the way I do, because I figured by the time I was so out of shape, my stomach wasn't working, and I wasn't eating anything healthy, and I needed the bacteria in my stomach to get it working again.
Yeah.
Besides probiotics, I mean, yummy. And yogurt, plain old yogurt.
Greek yogurt?
Yep.
Is that what you buy?
Yep. No fat, Greek yogurt.
Yeah, it's probably the best.
Everybody tastes it and they're like, Dad, how can you eat this shit? You know, I'm like, well, I don't have a basketball around my middle now. I only have a volleyball.
Beautiful.
After Dixie brings me Kentucky Fried Chicken, my family brings me a salad. Aw, it's all balanced. And so they're all sitting in there at the lodge, working away, having their little lunch. And they were talking, and he said, I'm 42, and I was about 14. And I'm like, God damn, you're old, you're 42. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm 40.
I know.
It's like, that makes me sad.
I think I remember what it was like when I was 40, but it's a lot of years ago.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
really think on it. What was I doing then?
I was teasing the kids. I was like, when I was young, there was still ice in Alaska. We're going to be internationally famous. For God's sakes, we better make sure we've got you all in the phrase.
Sweet.
Not just my God.
Perfect. I'm gonna keep my legs uncrossed.
Yeah, this is no time to act like a lady. We're cutting hair.
No.
I'm going to change it.
You are?
Yeah.
Am I gonna know how to fix it?
Yeah, that'd be easy. I wonder anything you can't deal with. Or won't grow back in a few months.
There you go.
Those are the rules. Work for me. That's magic.
Yeah. Let's see, latex, is that rubber or is latex plastic?
Rubber. Latex free. It doesn't have any of the rubber in it. A lot of people have latex allergies.
Yeah.
The only time I get quiet is when I have sharp things in my hand. No messing up with the scissors.
We're thinking.
I am thinking. I'm creating. Step forward. Good right there. Next client is so funny. He is hilarious. He has a business that does all of the repair for all the gyms, all the maintenance, all the warranty work. 30-some odd years old. He's a cutie. He's a good guy. Finally found a decent girl. But I tease him. Stayed up here. He's like from Iowa, out of the military, haven't been married yet. I told him, you could take me home with you. Hi, Mom. He said the best part about that is everybody would be going, we knew it. But I tease him. I'm like, you know, most people think you can bounce a quarter off your ass, but you could bounce the whole car off of that thing. You need to quit working out. You can't tell time. That wasn't 10 minutes. Interrupting my poor client. I had to tell her how hot you were so that she wouldn't be pissed off. So.
You can't lie to her?
Yeah.
You must have to go to the bathroom so I can check it out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the butt of everybody's joke.
Yeah,
right?
There it is.
He's got a sense of humor too.
Why? Why do you think I hang out with these people? I don't hang out with people who don't. Get rid of them. Exactly. But like I said, I told him, I said, yeah, just take me home. Your mom will be happy. Finally. We knew it. We knew you were gay. He wouldn't make a good gay man, though. He's too much of a slob with his hair. He calls it a mop chop. I'm going to put together all the things I've ever heard it called. That's my price list. And that's going to be on there. Mop chop. That's eloquent. I want to fry and dye. You know.
That's pretty good.
I'm like, right on. You want kinky curls. I mean, nowadays that's a whole new thing. Mop, chop, fry, and dye, kinky curls. I called it ass waxes when you did Brazilians. And the one girl I worked with got so offended. Because I had my drag queens and stuff be like, I need an ass wax. I would just be dying laughing. And so her clients were all these little church girls going, I want to have my personal hygiene, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, she means she wants her ass waxed. Book 2 hours. What? You know. At least she isn't waxing her tits or something, you know. You have to see the girls I have to put up with.
Could be uncomfortable.
Well, 5 o'clock shadow turns into 4:30 eclipse all over the whole body. Good Lord.
They're doing that hair removal, hair waxing on what's that show where they travel around? It's a reality show. To win $1 million. I can't even think of it now. Anyway, so one of the things was they had to go and spend 15 minutes getting hair removed.
Oh, right.
So like some of the guys, it was extremely painful because they
It is
were like
painful.
solid, like their chests were solid. You know, they had more than 3 hairs.
Right.
They had like solid curly hair, so they would like slop this wax on, put a strip on there, and then just rip it off.
That's
it was
mean.
Like, oh my word.
Well, really what happens is your hair papilla and the hair root, if you've never had anything done, is keratinized. So it's really thick and it's all keratin protein on the bottom, so you're pulling that whole great big piece out. Plus, it's all attached to a muscle and all kinds of fun stuff under there. That's why it bleeds.
Yeah, they were in bad shape.
And it hurts. There's no way around that.
Yeah, and they do like, you know, a couple strips on the chest and then a couple strips on the legs, and a couple strips on the arms.
And whatever, you big sissies, bend over.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Get your Brazilian looking good there. Bikini time.
Everywhere.
Is that the Amazing Race or the
Yeah,
Great
the
Race?
Amazing Race. That's what it was. Yeah, I was like, ooh, ouch.
You're not a real man unless you can handle bikini waxing.
Here we go.
Come on, Lee, I'll try it on you. We won't tell anybody. We won't ask or tell. But when you go
But he is videotaping.
yeah,
so.
I am. But when you go skydiving, you'll be able to tell Lee's there as the wind blows through the hairless ass. Pull the cord!
I think I'm good, really.
I had one of my clients is a swimmer, and he also bartended down at Woodshed years ago. And he started doing body waxing, and he was always trying to get me to blush or get my goat. And I'm like, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm professional. Right? So, laying around on the table naked, and I said, you better quit squirming. And he goes, why? I said, it'd be the best 911 call I ever made. I had a popsicle stick stuck in my client's ass, and I don't know how to get it out. Could you get over here? Send the medics. We've got a few splinters. Yeah, we got a few splinters, and there's wax. It's a wreck, you know. And he never messed with me after that. But he was really funny. He did it 3 or 4 times. And then he ran out and got married, and I was like, damn, I ruined him. But he had these guys that were bodybuilders starting to ask him, the Russian guys down at the club, oh, you know, we hear you get body waxing. Who's your wax girl? And he sounded so cute. He goes, I don't think you can handle my wax girl. I said, you son of a bitch, you're not good for business. But do you realize that they're all in carb depletion and dehydrating, that you can fuck up their skin because it'll separate their skin because
It
they're
does?
dehydrated. Yep. So be careful on bodybuilders because the skin will pull apart. You'll bruise them. Yeah, not pretty. That, kids, is why you only wax ass when you're drinking. No, it's the truth.
Maybe whipped cream would help in that aspect.
Oh my God, exactly. She's not kidding. This is what she brought me. Read it. Yeah. Hey, you have a girlfriend? You should take that home. Honey! We're past level 5 and getting to know each other. I got my mock chop and this whipped cream prescribed. That's why I got all these guys. No, this is what I prescribed for you and your old lady. Hold still.
What's it taste like?
What?
What's it taste like? Tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
It's like 30 proof, so.
Yeah. Be careful. We'll all be all hopped up on some crazy whipped cream playing in the wax room one afternoon. Send you home. I want to rekindle our marriage. Yay!
You have to have a couple drinks before you let your looking off.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Figure if you have to be drunk to do it, don't do it.
You think?
Because, you know, I don't care what they say. I'm from Alaska. Face down in the pillow, they do not all look alike. That's bullshit. Some are bigger than others. Maybe when you're someplace skinny, but not here. Is this the part where I can talk about my ex-wife? Yeah. No, that was better. Little bullshit therapy and a haircut, and you're smiling.
150% better?
Yeah. Well, you gotta be careful by how much younger. Bye, honey. By how much younger you say to a client, you get slapped in your mouth. Oh, you look 10 years younger. What? How old did I look? You know. So I've learned to say, you look more youthful.
One of the girls I used to work with, she had her hair permed when we were like in our 30s. No, we were like in our 20s.
Right.
This lady comes in and she said, you look 100% better. No, you look 150% better.
Isn't that the rudest thing people can say to you?
Yeah, you might never look again.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this hot poker and get your eyeballs, bitch.
I know, she's just like, oh, okay.
The most shocked I ever was, well, there's 2 times. Since it's Confessions of a Hairdresser night, I had this client out in Glen Allen that was one of the teachers, and I did her hair. And she was all excited to get her hair done, and blah, 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 blah. So I did her hair, did her haircut, everything. Had her looking good. This is way back in the 90s. And when I got it all done, she looks in the mirror, and this huge exclamation, I look like my mother! And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, we could change anything, right? And she stops. My mom's beautiful. What does that mean? You know, people don't want to look at their mom. And I'm like, God, all I could do is sit there and go, like a complete jackass, because some people might think that's good.
I know how.
But most people are like, I don't look like my mother.
That's
you know, right? I felt like an idiot. And then the other time, the girls that I was working with were talking about, they were such big whores. At this one shop I was working, they were all young, partying, drunk, screwing everybody they could, la da 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 da, right? And I don't even think they knew that there were consequences at like 24, right? Like there's no consequences back then. And they were complaining about cleanup, and my little girl in the chair is a little military girl. And air traffic control, you know, how could you maintain a couple boyfriends and not get caught? And guys are so stupid, they think that only men can be players, and I'm thinking I need to get my hands tested for herpes after doing her hair, you know, because they were down and, you know, she's down and dirty, or the girls were down and dirty, and the girl in my chair goes, yeah, a little baby wipe goes a long ways nowadays, and get a cell phone with voicemail. And I'm like, oh my God. And up until, because she was sick of hearing them talk, right? And I had never, I don't know, I still turned, my ears get hot. I was never so embarrassed in my life, because everybody in the whole shop just stops. What did she just say? A baby wipe and voicemail. Now shut up so I can get her done. Get her out of the door. How much is your hairdo? Well, your hairdo is only $75, but the emotional abuse you just put me through is $500. God. The girls I worked with were laughing at me. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I'm like, that's gross. Captain's log, you know, make a note of that. Disgusting. It is funny. Somebody was talking to me the other day about all the procedures they were having, and I knew exactly what they were talking about. And it was, how do you know what that is? I said, I've worked with women for 22 years. Right. I've heard it all. Inside and out. It always makes the boys blush. My first stupid thing my dad ever told me was that, for when I went to beauty school, is that be careful how you talk around women, because they don't talk about that stuff. Yeah, my first day of beauty school, I was in tears. I knew more about subjects I didn't even know existed. God, you girls have those many parts. Ah, and I was like, wow, where's that part? That could run out on me too. You know, I mean, there's so much stuff and everything on rots out. We had this one gal that she dropped out of beauty school, and she was in her 50s, and she was an old, or was a current heroin addict. Was just leather pants and track marks, you know, going to be a hairdresser, trying to get clean. And it was like, well, if you give yourself a break, you know, maybe you'd clean up. She just couldn't do it. You know, she was wherever she was out there. And she would start rambling about stuff that would just, our instructor Jim would look at her and go, would you come back in the room? Let's come back to us. Oh yeah, all right, you know, okay, whatever. Woo, anybody got a chocolate bar? You know. And I can remember just sitting there, because I grew up out in the wilderness going, what did she just say? I grew up in a bar and I didn't even know what that was.
That's right.
You
I
know.
thought I had a wild life.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Exactly. It's one thing we were missing. The needles.
Yeah. One of our kids we sent to Outward Bound program for kids at risk.
Right.
And
At risk of what?
these kids that don't really want to listen to their parents, you know, and maybe make.
That was you?
No, one of my sons.
Oh, I was going to say.
Not me. But he so did not belong there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Little tiny place in South Dakota, and he went with these. He was going to Minnesota, but
Right, with these
other
kids from
like
Minneapolis.
Denver.
Right.
You know,
Party.
court ordered
Yes.
from Washington D.C.
Yes.
And it's like, holy crap! Where
Right.
did we send him to?
Or why?
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and then the counselors, when we went for family whatever time afterwards, they're like, you know, he's just trying to negotiate to be able to stay out till midnight on the weekend.
Shame on
They're
you.
like, you know, he's not a bad kid. And I'm
Right.
like, well, you know what, in our town, I mean, you think that doesn't sound bad, but in our town, nothing good's going on after midnight.
Oh, come
You know,
on.
there is no reason to
I'm
be
from the wilderness. 89% of the gravel pits saw more butt than the bar did. I mean, everybody was naked doing it in the gravel pit.
I know, but you didn't need to be doing it when you're 16.
Oh, hey. At home you start drinking when you're 11. This is Alaska. Good Lord, if you're not drinking by 11, you're a lightweight. You know? Gotta go to rehab while you're going to college.
Or before.
Yeah, welcome to Alaska. Tell me that doesn't feel better.
Perfect.
And look better. Ugh. Ta-da.
Good job.
Uncross your legs for me and sit all the way up. I know. I know.
Great.
Yeah, but it makes you lopsided.
Yeah,
When I'm chopping away over here. A little lopsided for you is no big deal.
that's
Just
right.
still your head.
That's right. Give people something to look at.
Yeah, points of interest.
That's right. I say, what the hell are you looking at?
Hey, I gave away the whipped cream.
That's right. You want to be too perfect, and people expect a lot.
Oh no, I know better than that. Yeah, believe me. I've been doing hair for 20 years. I have heard it all now. Nothing surprises me. You what? Oh my goodness. And where's the needle go when you pass out? Okay. Mouth to your roots.
So much better. It's a vast improvement.
It is. Well, move your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yay. Yeah, sizzle. She's hot. I went off here so I get the whole view. Yeah, turned out much better. Look at that.
Perfect.
I know. I mean, yeah, it is. Only because the model makes it perfect, honey.
Right.
Isn't that how you're supposed to say it?
Right. What do you want next time I come to you?
Yeah. No more Kentucky Fried Chicken.